Hey there, I'm Elizabeth from Living Vibrantly, and I am a virtual wellness coach who helps women heal their relationship with food and fall in love with their bodies. And recently, the company that I'm affiliated with came out with a program called the 2B Mindset. You might have heard of it. And it's a little challenging to really summarize what this program is, but I am going to try. So, the company that I work with, Beachbody, has many other nutrition programs. So when we say this is a nutrition program, yes, it is, but it's not just another nutrition program. And the best way I've come up with to describe how this is different is all of the programs previously have addressed the what you should eat, without devoting attention to the how of how you should achieve that if you're someone who really doesn't have your food under control and doesn't feel capable of affecting change in your eating habits. So that's why this program is different from anything that Beachbody has ever offered before. Like I was saying, for someone who is already skilled at changing their eating habits and can just say, okay, now I'm going to do this and then implement it, then yeah, it works to say, okay, I want you to limit your carbs to 4 half-cup servings daily and choose whole food sources, quinoa, sweet potatoes, no added sugar. But I think there's a whole other group of people out there who are like, well, I know what I should do, but I don't know how to get myself to do it, right? And I have definitely been there. So that's who this program is for. The person who's like, yeah, I know I should eat more vegetables, but how? You know, like they feel like they don't have the willpower, or they just somehow can't do it. I'm here to tell you that you can, and this program is really the key to changing those behaviors. So the 2B mindset is a combination of actionable tips, so like very practical advice, and then guidance on shifting the way you think about food. It provides the tools for people to break up with emotional eating once and for all and bring their eating habits under control. And now that word control is one that I struggle a bit with and wasn't sure whether I should use, because it really can have a negative connotation in the context of eating disorders, right? Which is something that I personally am in recovery from. But as with just about anything else, it's up to us to exercise our discretion, to be reflective, to know whether we are exerting control in service of a positive health goal, or rather, whether we are exerting control in the name of self-harm, which is what an eating disorder is. So your motivation matters, but control isn't inherently a bad thing. What I'm seeing with my clients is that this program is helping them finally feel like they are controlling what they eat, rather than food controlling them. And the other piece of it that I think is really important is this program incorporates intuitive eating and learning to listen to your body. And so that's part of how we know we're exerting control in a positive rather than a negative sense. You could say that you're exerting control if you're only eating 500 calories a day, but there's no way you could say that that's positive and that's good for your health. There's no way you could say you're listening to your body, because you're going to feel very hungry and you're going to be in self-denial of those urges all day long. So that would be an example of negative control, but that's absolutely not what this program encourages. This program is more along the lines of, if you're hungry, you need to eat something, and let's figure out what to eat that will be satisfying, that will keep you full and satisfied, that will be delicious. There's a focus on pleasure and enjoyment of meals, which I think is really important. And that's, if you have an eating disorder, you don't enjoy eating at all. So I think that's something that really sets this program apart. It was created by a food lover. I will tell you a little bit about the program creator a little later on in this video, but she is someone who really refused to compromise in terms of maybe compromise is actually exactly the right word for what she does, that you don't have to completely cut out the foods that you enjoy. You have to figure out just a healthier way to enjoy them and still keep them in your life. All right, so to give a really short kind of sneak preview, the first week of 2B Mindset And I run this, by the way, as an 8-week program. There are some coaches who do it in 4 weeks, but there are about 40 videos. They're mostly pretty short, but that's like the primary source of information and learning in this program. So just to make sure that people weren't too overloaded with having so many videos to watch, I did basically 1 video a day, 5 days a week for 8 weeks. So really, for anyone saying, I don't have time for this, or pretty much removing that excuse. If it takes you, I'm asking you to watch 1 5-minute video each day, and you get the weekends off to catch up. All right, so in the first week, you would learn the 4 basic tools: water first, veggies most, tracking and using the scale. So you're drinking lots of water, eating lots of vegetables, tracking everything you eat, but also some other things, tracking your weight and weighing yourself daily. Now, this may not sound like anything revolutionary, but it's the way these elements are assembled together that makes this program so effective. For example, your tracker helps you to become a detective in your own weight loss. So you're investigating what factors help the scale go down from day to day and week to week. And you're also identifying the reasons when the scale goes up. And you'll see once you enroll in the program, when you get the tracker, there's so much beyond just writing down your food. There are many other elements, including, some emotional things that could be making a difference to the scale, your time of the month, but really writing everything down to help you, like I said, become a detective in determining what are the biggest factors in your weight loss, either promoting weight loss or holding you back. Now, the use of the scale in itself can be a loaded issue, and I do know that. I just want to say that much like the concept of control, the scale can also be used for a positive or a negative purpose. If you keep in mind that it's a tool, nothing more, nothing less, and that you are not defined by the number on the scale, then the scale can be a very useful source of information as part of a complete picture alongside other pieces of the puzzle, such as measurements, how your clothes fit, the muscle tone you may be noticing in pictures, or the mirror, energy, how you feel, and much more. So the scale is an important piece of information, but it is just one piece of information. It's not the be all and end all. It's not your identity. It's not your self-worth. And it's just as important to work on that mindset of how you approach the scale, but, work on that rather than cutting the scale out. If you find yourself getting on the scale and going like, I suck, I'm terrible, I'm never going to do this, that's what you have to turn around. The solution is not to avoid getting on the scale. So after learning those first 4 foundational pieces, then the following week we dig into the food groups and how to structure your meals and snacks. And it goes on from there, but trust me when I say this program has a different approach to the food groups and meals than anything I've tried before, including all the other Beachbody nutrition programs. And what I love the most about this program is how very practical it is. Some of the tips that are involved in the program help us with what can be the biggest mental battles when it comes to food, allowing us to find a sense of food freedom instead of continually feeling like we're fighting with food. One example is only buying foods you can control yourself around. So if there's a food you regularly binge on, just don't keep it in the house. Stop having that battle with yourself. Just remove the food. That's so much easier. But, instead, I think a lot of us would rather stay stuck in that cycle. And yes, it's subconscious maybe, but it is self-sabotage. If you constantly buy this food that you can't control yourself around, then you binge and you feel bad about yourself, why not just stop buying it instead of trying to make yourself change your behavior when it's so difficult? That's the easiest way to change your behavior. So that's what I mean by this program being so practical. Another one is 2 hands on the wheel. So having something to keep your hands busy. If, say, you're watching TV at night and your spouse is eating something that you know you don't want to eat, have something in your hands so you don't have to just sit there going, I want this, but I can't have it. But I want it, but I can't have it. Get yourself out of that battle. You could go in another room, but if you want to be there together, have something to keep your hands busy. I wish I had it here, but the blog post I just wrote about this has a photo of it, of putty. So I had a hand injury, surgery, scar, and I had to use putty to help get my strength back. And what I noticed, I was starting this program right around the same time, using that putty really helps me on projects where I have to focus, like I'm reading something, and I have to have really intense focus. And it's a time when I would normally want to have something to chew on, suck on, some candy. And keeping my hands busy for me is just as good as keeping my mouth busy. And it's something I never noticed until I started this program. So that's another example of the kind of like practical, like instead of just being stuck in your head in this cycle where then you're not like paying attention to the TV show because you're so miserable about how you can't eat the potato chips, like do something else, introducing something to just redirect your attention. And there's so many examples of that with this program. I really think it's just genius. So another wonderful thing about this program is you don't have to skip the parties. You don't have to say, I'm never eating at a restaurant again. Like you can have takeout, eat in restaurants, go to parties, go on vacation. And you don't have to feel like it's completely going to take your diet off track. So this offers, again, compromise, right? Like you're going to the restaurant. Maybe you're not going to eat the most decadent thing on the menu. Maybe once in a while you will make that choice to have that. But if you're someone who eats out at restaurants once a week or more, we have a lot of like fun meals with friends, family occasions, things like that, then it's just about learning how to make healthier choices. And this program has lots of practical tips for like how to read restaurant menus, what to look for on the menus, what questions to ask your waiter. Every style of ethnic cuisine, there's like, Alana has specific suggestions for what to order at these restaurants. And I just think it's really helpful where like instead of just saying like be careful with restaurant meals, and like we all know restaurant food has more sodium, they're using different kinds of cooking oil, they're using more fat probably than we would at home. We know why it's bad, but we, other than that, don't know what to do about it necessarily. And she has such specific advice that I just love this because then you don't have to feel guilty. Like you don't have to feel like, oh, if I like didn't eat at restaurants as much, I'd have better results. No, like this is how to get better results while still doing everything that you love, that you want to do, and like stop using it as an excuse. I hate to say that, but it can be a little bit of an excuse because you'd be like, okay, well, I went on vacation and I wanted to try things, so I ended up gaining weight. But you didn't necessarily have to. You can lose weight on vacation or your weight can stay the same depending on how you approach it. All right, a little bit about the woman who developed this program, Ilana Mulstein. She is a registered dietitian who herself was overweight as a child. She learned some of her strategies at a summer camp for weight loss and others by observing the behavior of families of her friends and how their behavior was different from her own family's habits and how that might explain the difference in weight between, you know, her family, who they were all overweight, and then her friend's family where everyone was thin. And she observed that it's not just a genetic difference, that there really is a big difference in behavior and what foods we're keeping in the kitchen, in eating habits. So she ended up losing over 100 pounds, and she decided to become a nutritionist to share the lessons she learned with others along that journey. Her program combines the scientific approaches she learned in school with her own observational learning from her own story and then later on with her clients. And the program she developed was used in a weight loss clinic at UCLA, where she effectively helped hundreds of people lose significant amounts of weight and keep it off. And then once Beachbody acquired the program, they spent over 2 years in development, testing it out and making it even more effective. And that's the 2B mindset we're all experiencing today, which launched in May 2018. So a little bit about what you would receive when you enroll. I just want to write a little note down. Sorry. Okay, so I mentioned the 40 plus videos. So that's like the foundation of the program. Now you get lifetime access to these. And for those who are familiar with Beachbody On Demand, which is the workout library where all of our other workout videos, well, these are not workout videos, where all of our other videos are housed. It's mostly workout videos. There's some nutrition videos too, like recipe. There's a cooking show, basically. So all of that is one library. 2B Mindset is separate. It's not part of Beachbody On Demand. So even if you already have Beachbody On Demand, you can't access 2B Mindset without paying an additional fee. And 2B Mindset participants don't receive access to the rest of Beachbody On Demand, although there is a combo pack if you do want both. But again, like I said, Beachbody On Demand is a subscription model where, you get access to everything for 3 months, 6 months, or a year. And then if you don't renew, you lose all of it. A 2B Mindset, you pay for it once and you have lifetime access. The library also includes a large number of digital handouts, charts, graphics, to help you retain what you learn in the videos and get the most out of the program. You also receive a paper tracker that covers your first 3 months of following the program. And if you fill it up and you want more pages, you can buy a new one, or included with your package is access to the digital version to print additional tracker pages. And you can also do your tracking and watch all the videos in the iPhone app for iPhone and iPad. An Android version is in development. Your kit also includes a hard copy of the go-to guide. It's basically a reference guide summarizing the main points of the program. You also get a recipe book that has many more recipes than what's in the video library. Your kit includes a water bottle to help you meet that all-important water quota when you're on the go. And you probably can't see it, but you can see there's writing on the bottle. Those are all mottos of Ilana's from the videos. So you watch the video, you learn about it, and then you have this just at your fingertips always to keep those concepts at the top of your mind. And all in all, I just think this is a really excellent program that has the potential to be life-changing for anyone who's struggled with weight loss, anyone who's tried many diets but not yet succeeded at making healthy eating a lifestyle, for someone who's hit a weight loss plateau, someone who's struggled with emotional eating and wants to end the fight with food once and for all. And with any of the packages, you also would get access to our virtual support group where you have myself and my teammates to walk you through it, and other people doing the program along with you, comparing notes, sharing experiences. A lot more fun, I think, than doing it on your own, having that group support. And in addition, we share from our own experiences with the program. We provide enrichment kind of material, like a daily post in the group to help you get the most out of it and just take it a little deeper. And you get access to all of that within the support group that's included, again, as part of your package. So if you're interested in giving this a try, shoot me an email, info@livingvibrantly.net. Thanks for listening, and I will be hoping to hear from you.